Good afternoon. Welcome to the Oswestry Campus Virtual Open event. In this session, we are going to be looking at the courses available in professional cookery, electrical installation and plumbing. We've got some videos from the tutors just to outline what's involved in the courses, and then they're on hand to answer any queries you may have in relation to those courses.
Hello, my name is Carl Morris and I'm Head of North Shropshire College. I would like to welcome you to our Oswestry Campus Virtual Open event. I thought I would start by explaining why you should consider Oswestry for your post-16 education. We offer a wide range of general and career-specific courses ranging from sport, health and social care, early years, business, catering, plumbing, electrical, travel and tourism, hair and beauty, to name a few. Our teachers are available throughout the virtual open event to explain the details of each course. In most cases, we offer different levels of courses ranging from Level 1, Level 2 and Level 3, and access to higher education. Virtually all of our students progress onto positive career paths, whether that is university, a job or an apprenticeship. Our timetable is very different to other colleges. The vast majority of our students come into college for 3 days per week. During this time, they work very hard, but they have freedom for part-time jobs, work experience on the other 2 days. This also reduces their travel time into college. We have excellent facilities for all our courses, with specialist workshops and practical areas where needed. If you are interested in a career in football, whether playing or coaching, please look into our football scholarship programme run in conjunction with TNS Football Club, the Welsh Premier League champions. If you have any questions, please take the opportunity to speak to teachers during this event. Staff will be available to discuss transport and finance queries as well. If you have not done so already, it is not too late to apply for next year. This can be done by filling in an application form found on our website. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this event.
Well, I'm tutor at Oswestry College, where we teach professional cookery at level 1, 2 and 3. At level 1 we cover aspects of health and safety, food safety and all the cooking methods and all the skills that you require to become a professional chef. At level 2 we concentrate on food commodities and the different cooking techniques involved. And at level 3 we look at advanced techniques and skills. Entry requirements for level 1 are GCSEs, Maths and English at grade 2 or above. At level 2 and level 3 entry requirements are prior qualification in professional cookery.
Hi, I'm Nick Davis, one of the plumbing tutors based at the Oswestry campus. The courses we offer are City and Guilds diplomas at level 1, 2 and 3, running over 3 days for a 12-month period. Your time will consist 45% theory, 45% practical within our workshops. The remaining 10% of the course will be made up of additional college requirements. Level 1 plumbing course covers cutting, bending and jointing of copper, plastic and steel pipework, all to industry standards, and plumbing / construction based exams. Entry requirements are minimum entry 3 or level 1 exam achievement. On completion of the course you can apply to progress to level 2 plumbing. Level 2 is a more intensive plumbing course covering tasks to include copper, plastic, steel and drainage, along with 9 online plumbing exams. Entry requirements are minimum level 1 progression or level 2 equivalent exam achievement. On completion of the course, you can either find employment as a domestic plumber, entitling you to work on hot and cold domestic water installations, or you can apply to progress to the level 3 plumbing. Level 3 is a high-level plumbing course covering tasks to include unvented hot water fault finding, electrical wiring and some gas theory, along with 4 assignments and 6 online exams. Entry requirements are minimum level 2 City and Guilds in plumbing or similar qualification. On successful completion of this course, you'll be qualified as a heating engineer with the opportunity to specialise in gas, oil or renewable installations once registered with the appropriate industry bodies. Many thanks for your time.
Hi, my name is Jason Davis. I'm the electrical lecturer at Hereford, Ludlow and North Shropshire College. based at the Oswestry campus. At Oswestry we run 2 courses, City and Guilds Level 1 Diploma in Electrical Installation and City and Guilds Level 2 Diploma in Electrical Installation. Both courses run for 36 weeks. The courses are made up of 70% practical, 30% theory. For the entry level for level 1, it is recommended that you have your maths and your English, although you can do maths and English through the maths and English department if you need to. Level 2, it would be good to have 2 GCSEs and your maths and English as well, so that's 4 in total. If you haven't got your maths and English again, the maths and English department can help you with those qualifications. Most of the course is practical, a lot of it is in the workshop. The course is quite fun. You learn how to use different tools, work with different types of wiring methods, and you also have different types of industrial enclosures that we work with. When you get on to level 2, that is a little bit more advanced, and you start to work with the IET wiring regulations. Once you get to the end of level 2, you are classed as an electrician's mate. From there you can then go on to level 3 where there's an apprenticeship, and after your level 3 you become a qualified electrician. You can go on further to become an approved electrician. That involves taking an inspection and testing course. A lot of the course in the workshop is quite good because it's hands-on, and the theory uses a bit of maths in the theory. There's different types of techniques for working with different types of wiring. It's a fun course, it's quite enjoyable, and that's it, thank you.
Okay, so hopefully that's given a bit of an insight into the different courses that are available. As I say, the tutors are on hand to answer any of the questions that you may have. Got a few questions that are just coming through now. So I think, Nick, if we start with yourself for plumbing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, someone's asked how much of the plumbing course is practical and how much is theory?
What, as in time-wise on the course?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Right, okay, well, both of them on level 1 to around about 45% theory, 45% practical, and then, like I said, about 10% is made up of sort of other college activities. When you get on to level 3, you're looking at about 70% theory and 30% practical. So, as I say, level 1 and level 2 is pretty much a 50-50% split, and obviously you have to complete both within a portfolio to get your qualifications.
Okay, thank you. Someone's asked, do I need to have my own tools, or are they sort of all provided?
What we do with regards to all the tools, we have a big shadow board and what have you, which has the main tools that the students can use, and then any specialist tools are held within the storeroom. So all the students need to do really is to attend the college with some steel boots, some overalls, pen and pencil, that type of thing, and everything else is then provided.
Okay, great, thank you. Someone's asked, is there any subject books for plumbing that they need or should look at?
Say that again, so you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry, someone's asked, is there any subject books they need for plumbing?
There's 2 subject books that they can purchase, obviously depending on what level it is. City and Guilds and JPL both have good plumbing books available. You can pick them up on the internet for around about £20-25, something like that. And what they do, they wouldn't specifically follow our course, but all the subjects that we teach are within the books that they can refer to. But if I just say as well, is the college has the Internet Moodle site, which all relevant learning resources and what have you are placed up there. So it's you know, it's all available to them. But having a book in the theory room in particular, they can obviously highlight any areas that they need as they're going through the theory for future revision, that type of thing.
Okay, great, thank you. One last one. Someone said, what do I need to do to become a qualified plumber?
First of all, as obviously is dependent on age, there's 2 ways of doing it. Firstly is if you get yourself actually employed by a plumbing company, you would then become an apprentice. If that's the case, you'd go through county training, which is associated to the college, and then come to the college 1 day a week while you train. That level would be level 2. Your alternative is to start on level 1 plumbing and work your way up to level 2 and then to level 3, and basically always look on, availability of plumbing jobs, that type of thing, but building your experience up, putting that on your CV, and looking for work. Simple as that, really. If you're looking, when you get to level 3, there's more opportunities that open up there, because it becomes a lot more, the qualifications you get allow you to go into different industries, still with a plumbing background, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Yeah, thank you. Okay, moving on to electrical then. Jason, in terms of similar sort of questions, really, someone's asked how much of the electrical course is practical and how much of it would be theory.
It's around about 70% in the workshop and about 30% in the theory, roughly. On level 2, there's a little bit more in theory, so I suppose you put it at 60-40 on level 2.
Okay, thank you. And again, question around tools. Again, are they provided within the college, or?
Any specialist tools are provided by the college, but it is recommended that students provide their own set of basic electrical screwdrivers, cutters, pliers, long nose pliers, just a basic set of tools which generally are around £25 to £30 at Screwfix. And other good companies, obviously.
Other retailers are available.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So yeah, they're just a good set of tools that, frankly, they're helpful just to have around the house for any kind of DIY jobs as well, aren't they? Really? So
they are, yeah. We sort of encourage the 1000-volt tools, which are what electricians use. You won't be working on live equipment, but if something is live and you're unaware that it is, and you contact with it, then you're not going to be in any sort of danger with that. So best not to get standard tools. Always go for 1000-volt VDE tools.
Yeah, safety first, absolutely. Again, similar question around subject books. Is there any subject books for electrical courses?
Hodder do a level 2 and a level 3 book. They're around £20 each. Amazon, eBay, places like that, for those sort of books. Level 2, you do require an IET on-site guide, and with that you've got to be careful of fakes on eBay, because we've discovered a lot of fake books. The IET wiring regulations is another book which is recommended, where you would need that for level 3.
Okay, great, thank you. And then finally, what would I need to do to become a qualified electrician? It's a similar question as what Nick had.
Right, to qualify as an electrician, from school you would go through the route of level 1, level 2, level 3. When you get to level 3, that is normally a 2-year apprenticeship. After that point, you have to do what they call an AM2 trade test. Normally runs for about 2 or 3 days. That is all practical. Once the AM2 is completed, you are a qualified electrician. To continue on to be an approved electrician, you have to do an inspection and testing course, quite a difficult course over 12 weeks, and that gains your status as an approved electrician. Any adult students thinking of coming in generally can be assessed to see if they're suitable to go straight on to level 2.
Okay, great, thank you. What do people typically tend to go on to do once they finish the level 3? Is it usually that route, or do they go and work for another electrician? Do they, can you go straight into doing your own business? Is that a possibility, or?
When you get to level 3, obviously at level 3 you'll be working with an employer to complete your MVQ units. Once you've worked with your employer for a period of time and you have your qualified status, you can then go on to be self-employed. Some people work for big organisations, things like that. There's quite a varied routes you can take after level 3. You can be an installation electrician, maintenance electrician. Some people go into specialism like aerospace up in Broughton and things like that.
Great stuff. Thank you. Just one other question that's just come through. So they've asked this about plumbing and electrical, but would there be any written exams?
Go on, Nick, I'll let you go first. Do you want me to speak or?
Nick, we can't quite hear you if you're talking.
Sorry, I unmuted myself. Sorry. On level 1, the exams are paper-based, and as I say, the sort of well, you cover them on the paper-based and what have you. You have plenty of worksheets to help you through, so it's quite straightforward. On level 2, they're online with City and Guilds, and obviously these have to be passed. When it gets to level 3, there are 6 exams to do and 4 assignments to do. So the exams are done on City and Guild's website, but then also there are 4 assignments to do, which will involve your own individual learning to a certain extent, because rather than a specific question with multiple choice answers at level 3, you've got to provide solutions to problems. So it's more of an individual thinking out a problem within plumbing at level 3, rather than just answering a straightforward question. So level 1 is pretty straightforward. Level 2 gets you involved in the on-site exams. Level 3 is when you really do have to start thinking for yourself. But as you can appreciate, at level 3, you're in an area there where you would be going into people's houses potentially and problem solving. So that's why you need that knowledge. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Jason, do you want to answer the same, but for
with level 1, there are 6 exams throughout level 1. They're small paper-based exams for each unit. And then when you go on to level 2, they're online exams, and there are 4 online exams for level 2. And progressively, as the exams go forward, they get a little bit harder on each stage, but there are plenty of resources that we give students on Moodle, handouts from City and Guilds, and there's a lot of information that you're given to help you along the route.
Okay, great, thank you. Right, moving on to catering. Sorry to have left you out, Phil. We'll bring you in next. So, someone's asked, how many days a week are you in college for catering?
So, at the moment, it's 3 days a week, including one evening. So, current situation's a bit difficult. We've got a public restaurant where we're open to the general public, but obviously not at this current moment in time. That usually runs on a Monday evening. So, you're in college for 3 days.
Okay, so that restaurant, obviously students are then serving to the public on that evening.
Yeah, we're open for general public customers. There's a menu, and students do the food service as well.
Okay, so is that just on that one evening, or
just on that one evening, and then we run a lunchtime session on a Wednesday as well.
Okay, brilliant. Someone's asked, how are the catering courses assessed?
So catering practical assessments at level 1. There are 6 individual practical tasks that are timed assessments, and then there are 2 end of year 3-hour practical exams, and then the knowledge units are done by short answer question paper-based assessments. Okay,
brilliant. I suppose might as well ask you the same question as the other 2 have had. So in terms of equipment, is there anything for would-be catering students need to get a hold of?
Yeah. So we supply you with a kit list of what's required. So chef whites, chef knives, and we supply you with the company's name. It's on a website, and you go to our page so that your chef jacket's logoed with your name and the college's logos. And then it's up to you. So if you wanted to just buy one chef jacket or one chef trousers, you could. But if you wanted to purchase more, you have that option to purchase more. We have a textbook. We have a textbook as part of that as well, and that's the option to buy the textbook that runs alongside the course.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. And in terms of the sort of the balance between theory and practical?
So we do about 70% practical, about 20% theory, and then there's like 10% made up of tutorial and other college sort of items.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Someone's asked a general question of, is there any trips? I don't know which course that's related to, so I'll ask that of you first, Phil.
Yeah, so we tend to go to the Good Food Show. It's one of the trips that we run. We try and go and visit a few suppliers so that the students can understand where their food's coming from.
Just thinking along those lines, previously students have entered into competitions as well?
Yeah, we go to the Welsh Culinary Championships, usually once a year, that is, where they can go and it's an option to go into an open event and they can go and demonstrate their skills.
Okay, thank you. Nick, if I can bring you back, just ask the same question about trips, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. As I say, we try to get us away as much as we can. We normally visit the Birmingham NEC when they have the skills competitions on and what have you. So we go down there for the day to watch other students performing a variety of there's not just plumbing, it's construction and electrical and so on and so forth. But we do try and get the students away. We've been to non-plumbing related places, National Trust places we try and get to, just to actually take the students out for the day and do a bit of bonding, which obviously is not quite relevant at the moment, but just as a social event more than anything to have build up a bit of spirit within the plumbing departments. But yeah, as I say, probably about 2 or 3 day trips per year.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Jason, you just want to answer from the electrical side of things?
Yeah, we've been down to the skills day in Birmingham as well. Sometimes we've gone to Liverpool to visit a museum, again, like Nick said, as a bonding sort of exercise. Visit to local suppliers, and one of our best trips that we've gone to is Wrexham mineral insulated cables. Wrexham mineral insulated cables are probably one of the, well, they probably are the largest manufacturer of fire alarm cables in Europe, if not in the world. And we get access to go around the full factory to see the cable being made, which is very interesting.
Well, okay. Just had one question just come through. They've just asked if you can work abroad as an electrician or a plumber with these courses.
Okay, I'll go first. Generally, as I say, the courses that we run are City and Guilds, which is recognised throughout the world. However, obviously, if you're looking to go to places like America or Australia, in particular, those 2 countries, you're going to have to do sort of a little bit of an enhanced qualification when you get there to blend in with their circumstances. But as a general rule, City and Guilds qualifications would be recognised in like I say, the vast amount of Europe, without a doubt. You might have individual countries, like I say, that may need a little bit extra for you to do that type of thing. But generally, once you've got your qualifications, then you'd be good to go.
Okay, thank you. And presumably the same sort of thing would apply for electrical as well.
Yeah, City and Guilds are recognised throughout Europe, obviously. When you start to go more international, you start to get difference of voltages, more so further through Europe and further abroad. You would have to get used to their systems and the difference in voltages of another country. So there would be probably a short course that you would have to do to familiarise yourself with their rules, regulations, which are set in the relative countries.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. Okay, thank you. Just had one last question come through, actually. Someone's asked, is there any crossover between the 2 courses?
Between electrical and plumbing?
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
presuming that was sort of asking,
Yes, there is crossover with electrical and plumbing. Obviously, the plumbers have to be involved with removing bonding and things like that. Probably Nick can expand on that. But some of the trades actually become multi-skilled where they do plumbing and electrical.
Yes, what I would say to that is at level 1, there is quite a bit of crossover, if you like. When you start to move to level 2 and 3, the plumbing course at level 2 has a little bit of electrical. It has quite a lot of electrical at level 3. What I would say is on the plumbing course, you get a very, very good awareness of electrical, depending on how far you go up. So, but let's say on level 3, it's a good awareness, but you're not a qualified electrician. But what I would say is, like I say, is if you were to blend a plumbing level 2 with maybe an electrical level 2 course, then you've got a good basis with a good quality company. So as I say, it's as Jason mentioned before, it is very much looking at what the regulations are and what the governing bodies like gas safe and things like that, and making sure that you're qualified to carry out the work as required.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. Phil, one last question for you that's just come in. Someone's just asked, with catering, when would you be able to go and get a job?
So at the end of the first year of doing level 1, you've probably got enough skills and confidence to go out and get a commis chef's job. You can then potentially go to an apprenticeship, do your level 2 with an employer rather than staying in college. So realistically, after that first level, they could be employable.
Okay, brilliant, thank you. So I think we've covered all the questions that have come through. So thank you for all your questions. That's really good. It helps sort of expand on the information there. So this session has been recorded. So if you want to look back at anything that was said, you can look that up on the college YouTube once it's been uploaded. Likewise, if you're watching the recording and think a question you would have asked hasn't been asked, you can message us through the website or through the social media channels, and then we can direct that inquiry to the relevant tutors who can get back to you in due course. But thank you for watching. We'll end the session there. Please feel free to watch any of our other sessions that are happening later on in the day. Thank you.